Hey friends, today we are going to be talking about bees. Now I hope you all have watched the video that Miss Katie made about the life cycle of bees. If you haven't, I want you to pause this video, go watch that video first, and then come back to this video. Okay, did you watch the video? Okay, good. So right here in front of me I have a little cheat sheet of notes that I want to talk about with you all because there's a lot of information about bees and I can't remember it all, so I wrote some of it down to help me remember. So remember a little while ago we talked about letters of the day, and one of the letters that we talked about was the letter H. And do you remember what we talked about? A hive, that's right. So today we're going to talk a little bit more about beehives and the bees that live in it. Does that sound like fun? I think it does, because there's a lot of information about bees, and I did not know a lot of this stuff, so I can't wait to share it with you all. So bees, they like to make their nests kind of anywhere. They really like to make their nests out of trees, and one particular spot of a tree is the hollow part of a tree. Now, not all trees have this, some trees do. So a hollow part of a tree is where there's a hole inside of the tree. And what they do is they fly up in there and they put their honey columns in there. Now I have some pictures of this nest, but first I want to talk about the other nest that they like to make out of. They also like to make nests out of caves. So they'll go inside a cave and make a nest in there. They also like to make a nest in the cavities of rocks. So sometimes there's little holes in rocks and they'll fly in there because they're so tiny. They're able to fly in there and put their honey combs in there and make honey in there as well. And then the last one is people. Did you know that people make bees' nests for them as well to live in? So I have pictures of some of this stuff. So here's the first one. Let's see if I have it lined up. Perfect. So right here is the hollow part of the tree. So there's a hole in this tree. And right here is it kind of is a better picture of what it looks like inside. So right here is a bee, and he's flying up, or she's flying up and putting honey in putting nectar in one of the honey columns. So that is what it kind of looks like. Now there's other pictures here as well. There's this one. Those are a lot of bees. This is just one beehive on the outside of a tree. There's another one right here. You see all the little bees on it. That's another hollow part of the tree that they're making. Oh, this one, I didn't see this one. This is a tree that fell down, and they probably had their nest inside of there. So that is another hollow part. Let's see if we can find one more. This is another one that's on the outside of the tree. There's just tons and tons of bees on it. Now this is a beehive that a person made. And what they're called is a beekeeper. Let's see if I can find a picture of a beekeeper right here. Oops. So there he is. He's a beekeeper. He has a pretty cool suit on. And he has a box that he keeps his bees and the honey inside to keep them nice and safe. Now, we talked about what the bees do for their beehive. So inside their beehive is where they store their honey. So they collect a whole bunch of nectar and pollen from flowers. So they fly around. I have a little bee right here. They fly around and they collect the honey and nectar and they put it inside their stomachs. And then they fly it back to their beehive. I'm pretending that this is my beehive. And this is the honeycombs that they fly and put the nectar inside. And that's what gets turned into the honey. So he comes in and he drops all the nectar that he had in his belly and put it inside the honeycombs. So it's kind of cool what they do. They have pretty important jobs. So since we're going to talk about jobs, there's 3 types of bees that live in a beehive. The first bee is the most important bee of them all, and she is called the queen bee. Now the queen bee is the mommy bee of all of the bees in the beehive. Then, remember I have my notes here. Then there are bees that are called worker bees, which are the daughters of the queen bee. So these are all the girl bees. And what they do is they clean the beehive. They also go out and collect the nectar and the pollen, and they turn it into the beeswax. Then there's one more group. So we talked about 2 of them. There's 3. So the last one is called drone bees. Now the drone bees are all the boy bees, and what they do is they help out the queen bee. So I have a picture here of what it all kind of looks like. Let's see if you can see it. So in the middle is the queen bee. So she's the biggest bee of them all. And then the medium-sized bee, which is the drone bee, or the male bees, all the boy bees. And remember, they help out the queen bee. And then the little bee over here is the worker bee. Oops, there it goes. Sorry, friends, my computer just died. And now remember, the worker bees are the bees that collect all of the honey and nectar, and they turn it into the honey. Sounds pretty cool, right? So, those are some of the facts, some of the information about bees and their hives. Now tomorrow I'm going to make another video about facts about bees. And there's a lot of pretty cool facts. So make sure you all come back tomorrow and check out that video. I hope you had fun learning about bees and beehives, because trust me, friends, there's a lot more to learn about them tomorrow. So make sure you come back and check it out. If you have any questions about any of this information, please comment about it in our YouTube channel, or you can comment or add a question to our Google Classroom, or you could just even send it to us in Remind. I hope you guys had as much fun learning about this as I did. I'll talk to you all soon. Bye, friends.